of when you do healer's initiation and then you're doing some healing work on someone, that also is bringing healing to you. And I think when you sort of sit there and contemplate the universe, maybe you don't do that very often, but contemplate the machine of the universe. I'm always fascinated by the kind of backhanded benefits, if you will. Like so in theory, you're doing a healing session on someone because they need it, not you. Doing healing work on someone is work. It's hard work. It takes energy. You're tired afterwards. Like it takes effort. It takes effort to set your space. It takes effort to set your energy right. It takes effort to, forget about the jerk at the coffee shop who like stepped on your toe and didn't apologize, and your boss that yelled at you while you were there, and the like traffic jam. And do you know what I mean? Like it takes effort to like climb out of yourself and be available to be a space where people can come and feel like there's space for them, right? All of that is part of the healing process. And you're doing all this work and you're doing it for their benefit. And yet the universe sort of is serving you while you are serving someone. We're all serving, the masters of light are serving us, and their request or their hope is that we are in turn serving others. And all the way through the hierarchy of light that you studied in the initiation of light class, you learned a little bit about every rung up that hierarchy. It's the question is how, are you serving more and more and more people? How are you serving more and more people? Or that's one of the criteria. And so it's fascinating to me, and also kind of awesome in the like original sense of that word, that you invest an enormous amount of yourself and your effort and your energy and your tiredness afterwards to do something for someone else, and yet the universe is totally taking care of you through that process. And even though that's totally not the purpose, while you are doing a light activation or a healing session on someone else, the light is flowing through you, and you are also receiving a healing session or a light light moving through your energy system. And so it becomes this, if you move forward in your progression in this lineage and you do the healer's initiation, you're not just stepping into a situation where you are out there serving others all the time. You're stepping into a situation where you are also going to benefit enormously, because every time you do something with someone else, it's also healing you. It's also advancing your progression through the light that's flowing through you. So that's I've always marveled at that. And you mentioned it so briefly, I thought it was worth talking about a little more.
Yeah, thank you. So I think too, and I think Richard just put more into words what I wanted to put into words, but had a little bit of a challenge there. But I have based, I'll touch just a little bit about me here with my experience in service work, because I had really based my life around doing service and didn't really know what that meant in the beginning. And I would look for like the pat on the back, right? I would look for someone to say, "Oh, you did such a good job." And I would think to myself, well, I'm working this really hard job and they're not paying me very much. And I'm in service. And so being a nonprofit, then I shouldn't make that much money. And I had kind of a convoluted idea of what service really was. And through this path, I've had a better learning of what that looks like in my life. And through this path, we get out of the world what we really put into it. And so Richard mentioned like that backhanded, like what happens when we do service work. I think about that in the sense of like when I do service work, but I do it for the wrong reasons. I'm doing service work. I might be helping somebody. I might be supporting somebody. But if I'm looking for the pat on the back, I'm still looking for something in it that's in it for me. And 100% service, I shouldn't be looking for getting something back. If I put my energy into it, right? Like I have studied, I have worked very hard. And if I was going to 100% devote my life to this, then of course I would like need to feed myself, right? I would need to be able to pay my bills. I would need to be able to take care of myself. And so there's this process of like equal energy exchange that happens. But at the same time, when we do service work, that's between us and God. Right? Our service work is truly between, it's truly this contract that I have with God.